Christy, welcome back to my channel and welcome to day 2 of my 2021 Valentine Card Series. Today I'm going to be making a card using Lawn Fawn's special delivery stamp set. So I've stamped my images out on some Neenah Solar White cardstock with Lawn Fawn Jet Black ink, and I'll be coloring with my Copic markers. I'm starting with my owl, and for the outer part of his body I'm using E44, E47, and E49. So I started with that E49 and laid in a little shadow on either side of his head and also between his eyes right above his beak, and then I blended that out with the E47, and then I'll finish with a nice highlight at the top with the E44. And I also wanted his wings to match this, so I'm going to color those the same. I'm going back to that E49 and doing a little shadow to separate each part of the wing and just create a little bit more contrast there. And then I'll blend that out with the E47 and leave a little sliver of a highlight for that E44. That's just going to make each feather kind of stand out and be a little bit more pronounced. And I'm not going to worry about the center part because that's going to be behind his body on the final image. For his belly, I'll use E40, E41, and E42. So I'm going to start with that E42 and do a little shadow on the outer part of his body. I'm also going to highlight the area around his eyes and beak. And then I'll begin to blend that out with the E41. And you could also add a little shadow under each little section of feathers on his belly, but I decided not to do that today because I just thought it would get a little dark down there, and I wanted to keep him more light and have a bit more contrast on the darker part of his body. I'm also using that E40 to add a little bit of shading on the letter that's popping out of the envelope. And then for his beak and feet, I'm using YR24 and YR27, just the two shades since it's such a small area. And there's enough contrast between these two to create some nice dynamics there. But I did go back and do a second layer of both of those colors just to increase that saturation and create a bit more contrast. Then I'm moving on to his hat, and I'm going to use B34, B37, and B39. Starting with the B39, I want to create a little shadow on the outer edges of the brim of his hat, and then I'm going to mimic that up above, just kind of bringing that darker shadow in towards the emblem in the center, and then kind of fading out as I get toward the edges. And then I'm going to blend that out with the E37 and create a nice highlight on both the brim and the upper part for that B34. So there'll be a nice shiny contrast, especially since that's a little bit of a curved object. So it'll just create that little bit of highlight that makes it look more realistic. And I wanted his mailbag to match, so I'm going to use these same shades, just going back to that B39 and adding a bit of shadow on the front part and also the side and the strap and the flap that's at the top, and then blending out with the B37, again blending toward the center, except for on the side because there's only a little bit there, and that's also where the highlight would hit, right there on the front part of the side. So I'll fill everything in with the B34. Also keeping a highlight in the center of the strap so that it looks nice and rounded as it goes around his body. And I used YR21 for the button on the bag. Then I'm moving on to my red combo. I'm using R24, R29, and R39. So I'm going to color in the hat band with these shades and also the heart in the center of the emblem. So I just used a tiny bit of that R39, blended out with a tiny bit of R29, and then the majority of that is filled in with the R24. And then I'm also going to use these shades to color in one of the envelopes over on the side. I wanted to have some pretty Valentine colors since this is going to be a Valentine card. So I just added a little bit of shading again with that R39, and I'm blending out with the R29. I'll fill in with the R24, and I also colored in one of the heart seals on the envelope right below with these same colors. Next, I'm moving on to RV13, RV14, and RV17. This is my favorite hot pink combo. So I'm going to color in the little circle around the heart on his hat emblem, and then I'm going to color in the envelope that has the letter popping out of it. So I just use the RV17 to kind of accentuate the different flaps of the envelope and make it look a little bit more three-dimensional. And then I'm going to blend that out with the RV14, and I'll fill in all the rest of that white space with the RV13. And then to get that color in one more area on the card, I'm going to color in the stamp on the envelope on the far right, and I did squeeze all three of those shades on there. Next, I wanted more of a classic pink combo, so I chose R11, R20, and R22. So I'm just coloring that envelope the same way I did the others, just using the R22 as my darkest, blending out with the R20, and then filling in with the R11. And I'm also going to color in the last little heart seal on the red envelope. And then I'll move on to my last combo, which is B41, B52, and B45. So that B52, even though the number is higher than the B45, it's going to be my mid-tone. So I use the B45 first and then blend it out with that B52, and then I'll pull in the B41 as my highlight, and I just colored that last envelope over on the right hand side. And then I'm going to trim these images out with their matching dies. For my background, I am taking a piece of Bristol Smooth Surface Cardstock, and I'm going to blend on some Distress Oxide Ink. I'm starting with Picked Raspberry, and I'm laying that on pretty heavily down toward the bottom of the panel, and I must have gotten a little ink on my fingers, but it's not a big deal. So that kind of got out of where I wanted it to go, but it's all going to be fine because it's going to just blend in, and I wanted it to be a little bit higher on the right hand side anyway and kind of fade toward the top left. So I'm just going to continue blending that ink on. I did grab a piece of scratch paper. It's the same paper that I used to color my images, to kind of just hold that panel in place and try to keep my fingers out of the ink. And then I'm taking on some Spun Sugar Distress Oxide ink, and I'm going to blend that into the Picked Raspberry at the top left and kind of still keep that topmost corner on the left white. I want to have a nice fade, kind of like an ombre effect as I go towards that corner. So I'm going to pull in one more shade of Distress Oxide ink just to kind of deepen things up at the bottom right. So I'm using Worn Lipstick for that, and I'm just going to blend on a bit of that and make it soften into that Picked Raspberry. I'll go back to my Picked Raspberry to just kind of smooth the transition. And now I want to do a little bit of splatter detail that's also going to hide that little bit of ink smudge that's on there still. You can hardly see it, but there's a little bit left. So I just grabbed all of those inks and smooshed them onto my Waffle Flower Mini Media Mat. And then I'm going to grab a distress sprayer and add a little bit of water. And once that's thinned down a bit, I will just tap my paintbrush against my finger to create that splatter detail. And I always like to start with my lightest color first, is then I don't have to worry about cleaning my brush too much between splatters. I can just move on to the next darkest color and then the next, and not have to worry about, you know, cross-contamination so much. So I'm just going to keep working at that until I like the look. I like to have a nice variety of droplets, so some super fine and then also some larger ones. And then also to add a bit of shine, I'm going to bring in some Lawn Fawn Liquid Stardust. So the Stardust stuff does settle down to the bottom of the jar, so you just have to give it a good shake. And then I like to squeeze it out onto an acrylic block, and then I just mix it up with my paintbrush and then do the little splatter detail from there. And this time I had a little bit of that pink ink still on there, so it kind of turned it a bit pink, which I thought was cool. And once I am done with that, I'm going to set this panel aside to dry. And then once it has completely, I die cut it with the Lawn Fawn outside in stitch rectangle stackables. So it just trims off a little, I think it's like a 1/16 of an inch from the outer edge. Then I'm going to grab my Just Stitching hearts, and I'm going to take 3 of them, the 3 smallest from that die set. I'm going to lay that onto my panel and run that through my die cutting machine so that it gives me that great stitching detail from the hearts. It doesn't cut anything out, it just leaves the little impression. But I thought that would be a fun detail on this card. So now moving on to my sentiment, and I'm going to pull in the blue from the owl, his mailbag and hat. So I'm stamping out Special Delivery in Blue Jay ink. I stamp that down twice to get a nice impression, and then I'm going to do an insert for the inside of the card because I'm using a darker shade of cardstock. So I'm stamping Sending Lots of Love and an extra envelope in Plastic Flamingo ink. So now I'm ready for my assembly, and the first thing I'm going to do is take that insert and glue it inside my Lawn Fawn Raspberry card base. So I just scored and folded this to a standard A2 size card with a top fold. I always do top fold cards, I just prefer them. And then I'm going to adhere my focal panel to the front of my card, just making sure that all of the borders are equal on all 4 sides, and then smoothing that down into place. And then I'm ready to start assembling my little critter here, my little owl. I'm going to add some liquid glue in the center of the wings, and then add the body right over top so that it looks like he's flying. So I'm just going to hold that kind of together until that glue sets up, and then I will adhere him to the card with a bit more liquid glue. I'm going to place him down in the largest of those stitched hearts, and then I'll add his little mailbag so that it crosses his chest. Just lining up that white border from the die cut so that it matches with the border of the owl, same as the bag. And then I'll add his little hat to the top of his head. And I also thought it would be fun to give him the letter with the paper poking out that says "You're a hoot." I thought that would be fun to put in his little wing. And then I'll take the other little envelopes, and I'm going to have them kind of flying through the air as if he is going so fast to deliver his mail that some of the letters have kind of flown away from his bag. So he'll have to go back and collect those because he is a good delivery guy and he would not want to lose any of the mail. I trimmed out my sentiment with one of the everyday sentiment banners, so I'm just going to figure out where I want that on the card, and then I'm going to cut off the excess there with my Cutter Bee scissors, just doing one quick snip so that it's nice and straight cut, and then I'll add a bit more liquid glue to that and line that up on the right hand side of the card right below the owl. And then as a finishing touch, I wanted to add some of these Studio Katia iridescent heart sequins. I thought that those would be really pretty, kind of just sprinkled all over the card. So I'm taking my little glue and adding dots of it here and there. And then I'm going to pour those out into my Twiddler's Nook embellishment tray. I love this thing. It's just the perfect size to kind of pour things out and then be able to pick them up quickly with my embellishment wand and set them down into place. So I'm just going to continue adding those until I have them sprinkled all over the card. And I will say that I would normally use a super strong glue like Ranger Multimedia Matte if I were adhering sequins or anything like that that's going to go through the mail, just because I want them to really stay on there. But because these little hearts are completely flat, I didn't feel it was necessary. There's nothing to kind of get caught up on in the mail. So I think they should be fine with just the Tombow Monomulti. So I'm just going to continue to add hearts here and there and kind of fill in that scene where I think that they should go. And I will say the nice thing about this glue is that it does dry completely clear. So any of that glue that's kind of escaping out the edges there, that will disappear completely once it's dry. And as if that weren't enough glitter, I decided to add just a bit of Stardust Stickles, as I just can't seem to make a card without it. So now we've got 3 levels of sparkle on this card. We've got the liquid stardust, the little iridescent hearts, and the Stardust Stickles. So there was another peek at the inside. And I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Helps my channel grow so much. And also make sure that you've rung that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. I post new ones every Monday and Friday. If you're interested in any of the products that I used today, you'll find those listed and linked below the video in the description bar. And if you'd like to keep watching, here is day 2 of the previous 2 years of Valentine Card Series. You can click on either one to check them out. Thank you so much. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.